Welcome back. I'm doing another draft league. I'm here with James. James is here again. Would you like to say hi, James? Your mom is listening. No, she's too cozy. But she is here, as she tends to be. So this draft league is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's from VDC, Velocity Draft Club, and the host is, their name's on screen, Kizuhime, I think. So since it's Generation 7, that means there's Mega Pokemon, there's Z-moves, and there's those pinch berries that heal like half your health if you go below 33%. So for this league, we had 90 points for 8 Pokemon. We were split into groups of 8 for drafting. There were 5 groups of 8, so 40 players. And then we were reorganized into 10 pools of 4. And then within those pools, you play each person once, so that's 3 games across 2 weeks. And the top 2 players of each pool advance. Also, if you get 2 wins, you advance. So I guess some pools might have a third person advancing. For Z captains, you can pick any 2 Pokemon. And I think the only restriction is no Omni boosting Z moves, so nothing like Z Celebrate. So we had the 5th pick in our group, and we started with Zygarde, who's our first Z captain. The nicknames are once again provided by my fiance. I don't know much about Zygarde, or didn't know much about Zygarde in Gen 7. Found out he's banned normally, because I guess they didn't want to ban his broken ability, Power Construct. But in draft, they let him in as long as you use Aura Break for his ability, which doesn't actually do anything because Xerneas and Yveltal are banned. But he's still pretty good, and probably the best thing about him is 1,000 Arrows. His signature move, it's 90 base power, I think, so it's a little, and it's ground. It's a little weaker than Earthquake, but it hits flying types. So if you switch in Zapdos, for example, normally Zapdos would be immune to Earthquake, but 1,000 arrows will hit Zapdos and ground it. So it'll lose its flying type, basically. And if you use 1,000 arrows again, or any ground move, the second one will be super effective against Zapdos. So I think that's the main thing about Zygarde. He's also pretty bulky, so he gets a lot of chances to set up with either Dragon Dance or Coil. Next we picked our Mega Pokemon, Mega Scizor. I liked Mega Scizor because we have Hidden Power in this generation, and Zygarde is 4 times weak to Ice, and Scizor is 4 times weak to Fire. So my opponent has to pick between Ice or Fire if they want to hit one of these Pokemon. Also, they cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. Scizor resists Ice, Dragon, and Fairy, and Zygarde resists Fire. So they like to come in on moves aimed at each other. Next, we have Rotom Wash. Very bulky Pokemon, especially with the berries from Gen 7, like the Wiki Berry and Ayapapa Berry. Also, he just has a good type, electric, water with Levitate, so his only weakness is grass. And Scizor resists grass. And he resists fire, so they'll go together pretty well. And they have Volt Switch on Rotom and U-Turn on Scizor, so they can switch around a lot and bring in other Pokemon, like Zygarde. Our fourth Pokemon is Infernape. I think I was also looking at Volcarona and Heatran, but I wanted some speed. None of my Pokemon so far are faster than base 100. And Infernape is, I think it's 108 base speed. So we got Infernape. He's kind of fast, and he's good offensively with, he can be either physical or special. Next is Klefki for a steel type. I wanted screens to help Zygarde and Scizor set up, and I guess Infernape too, but mostly Zygarde and Scizor. And we also get spikes with this, which is very good, because Scizor, you really want to switch around with Scizor, because there's a strong U-turn. And normally you just switch to something that resists U-turn, but if the spikes are down, that becomes a lot harder. Next we have Noivern. I wanted something faster than Infernape, and Noivern's 123 base speed, I think. So he's pretty fast. I was looking at Crobat, but Noivern is was so much cheaper than Crobat that I decided to go for it. Because the main thing I was looking for was speed, and I also liked Super Fang on Crobat, but Noivern learns that too. And Noivern also gets the ability Frisk, which is normally a really mediocre ability, because you can kind of guess what your opponent's items are. But in draft, it gets a lot better, because it's more difficult to guess your opponent's items at a glance. And this gives you some information about what item they are and what kind of set they might be. Next is Venomoth, my other Z captain. Venomoth is kind of like budget Volcarona, because it gets Quiver Dance, but that's really all it does. It sets up Quiver Dance. It could use Sleep Powder, but yeah, so it's either setting up Quiver Dance or using Sleep Powder, and then it's got Bug, Poison coverage, and the ability Tinted Lens. So that means any move that I'm hitting my opponent with that's not very effective gets boosted back to normal effectiveness. So it's very hard to resist a move from Venomoth. You have to 4 times resist it. Then we've got put a Z move on it in case we need an extra strong hit. And our last Pokemon is Shaman. So for my last Pokemon, I was deciding between either a grass type or a dark type. Because I don't have any ghost resists on this team, so I was thinking about a dark type. But I was looking at the board, and I don't think there's too many good ghost types. There's like Gengar and Blacephalon. And that might really be it, unless you get like base Rotom or Mismagius. So I decided with grass. I really wanted a grass type so I could resist 1,000 arrows from opposing Zygardes. And initially I was going to get Celebi, but I had an extra point at the end of the draft, so I spent it to get Shaman. Shaman's pretty good. Its biggest notable feature, I guess, is Seed Flare, its signature move, which is 120 base power and I think 85% accurate, but it has a 40% chance to lower your opponent's special defense by 2 stages. So even if you switch into Resist to Seed Flare, you might have your special defense halved, and then you're in danger of taking a lot of move from a follow-up coverage move like Earth Power or Air Slash. So Shaman can be very threatening. And here's my team. Like I said, no Ghost Resist. So Blacephalon, kind of Gengar, but especially Blacephalon, if I run into it, is going to be a huge problem. Luckily, only 2 people drafted Blacephalon, so if we're lucky, we just won't run into it. Because my team's not too fast, but I think I make up for it with all the priority I have. Zygarde has Extreme Speed, Mega Scizor has Bullet Punch, Infernape has Mach Punch, and Klefki has Prankster, so I can even Thunder Wave something faster if I need to. But Gengar doesn't want to get hit by a Bullet Punch from Scizor. But Blacephalon resists Bullet Punch, and since it's Ghost type, it's immune to Mach Punch and Extreme Speed. So that'll be a problem if we see it. Otherwise, I think I'm happy with my draft. It's not too fast, but sometimes I draft really slowly, so I think this is better than normal for me. But we don't have any really slow Pokemon, so Trick Room might be a problem. But here's my team, and we're gonna look at the first game here. Alright, this is my first opponent, Elktreeleon. He's got Mega Gallade, and his Z captains are Garchomp and Necrozma. His last Pokemon's Bagon, which I didn't really expect to come. I think it's just a 1-point Pokemon he picked up at the end. But the other 7 we have to look out for. Okay. Oh, and one thing, we'll see this with a couple teams. If we look down at this type chart down here, my opponent doesn't have any ground resistances. They have an immunity in Zapdos, but Thousands Arrows ignores that. So we'll see with a couple of my opponents that they just don't have a resistance to 1,000 Arrows. So Zygarde's going to be really good in a lot of our games. So speaking of Zygarde, here we go. Choice Band, so we can use 1,000 Arrows. He's faster than Necrozma, I think. Yeah. Basically, we want to get him in and click 1,000 Arrows. And if Zapdos has fainted, we've got Earthquake for extra damage. We've also got Extreme Speed to hit something faster, like Mega Gallade or Garchomp if we really need to. Next is Rotom, with one of those pinch berries that heal, I think it's 50% if you're below 30, if you're below 1/3 of your health. Max Special Defense for Zapdos and also Necrozma. We've got Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Volt Switch, and Light Screen. We have Mega Scizor, max defense, so we can take a hit from like Garchomp or Gallade or Scavalier, as long as it's not a fire move, and set up a Swords Dance, and then start using Bullet Punch, or we could just U-turn out and get in Zygarde. We've got physically defensive Shaman. Mega Gallade is really strong, so I wanted something that could take at least one hit from it, and that's Shaman. I don't have Air Slash to hit Gallade. I'm pretty sure Seed Flare does about the same amount of damage, so we're just going to use that. We've got Hidden Power Ice for Garchomp, and Earth Power for Alolan Muck. And we're Rocky Helmet to punish any contact moves, especially from Mega Gallade. We got Infernape, faster than Garchomp, I believe. Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, Hidden Power Ice, Stealth Rock. Flamethrower is good into most of his team, and we've got Hidden Power Ice for Garchomp. And we're just going to switch out of Azumarill into Shaman. We've got Stealth Rock on Infernape. That is one thing I forgot to mention about my draft. Infernape's my only Stealth Rock user, which is not the best. But we found space for Stealth Rock today, so here he is. We've got Charcoal to boost Flamethrower's power. And last, we've got Noivern, who we're going to lead with. He's faster than my opponent's entire team. We're going to lead. We're going to have Frisk find out an opponent's item. And since we have Focus Sash, we're not going to get knocked out in one hit. We're just going to attack what's in front of us and try to do a lot of damage. And this is my team. Here is the game. My opponent didn't bring a Scavalier or Bagon. Let's get started. Oh, let's not start on fast. But we do lead with Noivern, and we find out Muck's item is Iapapa Berry. So we do switch out because Alolan Muck is very especially defensive, so I don't want to just do a Draco Meteor for like 20% or something. So we switch out into Scizor, we Mega Evolve, and we get some chip with U-turn, and we go out into Zygarde. Luckily, we don't get burned here, and we're faster, so we're just going to go for 1,000 arrows. And he doesn't have a resist, so Gallade takes over 90%. We switch out into Scizor. So here he goes into Necrozma. I'm worried about weakness policy on Necrozma, since its ability makes super effective attacks do less damage. He's very good with a weakness policy, where if he takes a super effective attack, like a U-turn, his attack stats get doubled. So I don't U-turn here, just in case he has weakness policy. And we see with Frisk he does have weakness policy. So at +2 speed, he's really scary. I'm just trying to use Super Fang to lower his health, so something else can take care of it. And he does show Moonlight. So I think that's 3 moves already, yeah. Autotomize, Photon Geyser, and Moonlight. So either he has Hidden Power Ice for Zygarde, or Heat Wave for Scizor, probably. So we're just staying in to make sure he's not at full health. And we bring back in Scizor. do a little chip with Bullet Punch, but he heals up. So, probably not a smart move by me. But we do find out he is Heat Wave. So, we are able to bring in Rotom Wash, because he can't really hurt us, since we're so especially bulky, and we do have Light Screen. So with Pain Split, we are able to keep him from being at full health. And we are using up his Moonlights. He only has 4 left. But with a Light Screen up, we are able to switch into Zygarde. We know he doesn't have any Ice-type moves. So with the Light Screen, we don't take too much damage, and we're able to take it out. Gallade comes back in, so we switch into Shaman, hoping to knock it out with Rocky Helmet Chip. But he shows Drain Punch, and that heals him before Rocky Helmet damage. But I think we find out he's not max attack, he's got some bulk. So we are able to take any one hit from Gallade, so we just stay in. He switches to Muck, trying to keep Gallade alive, and we miss Seed Flare. But we just go to Infernape. We're able to burn Muck so we can survive another hit. And he switches to Zapdos as we get Stealth Rock up. Gallade is part fighting, yeah, so it will survive switching into Stealth Rocks. But he uses Defog to get rid of them. And we get Toxicked. I think I Will-O-Wisp there in case he tried to switch. But get a little chip with Volt Switch. In comes Infernape. And we are able to knock out Zapdos. I was surprised at how much damage that did, because, as I often do, I forgot about Blaze, Infernape's ability. If it's below 1/3 health, its Fire-type moves do 1.5 times damage. So, with Charcoal and in Blaze, Flamethrower was able to take out Zapdos. We go to Shaman on Azumarill. Luckily it's not Belly Drum, so we're able to take it on pretty easily and get a Synthesis to heal. So I think at this point, Shaman can take on everyone except Alolan Muck, so we get out of there and switch to Rotom to try to do some damage to Muck. And we are able to burn it. And even burned, he's doing a lot. But we survive, we take him out with a Volt Switch. And we bring in Infernape since it's faster than his whole team. So we get Hidden Power Ice off on Garchomp. We find out it's not Yachi Berry. So it's probably a Z move. He's shown Flamethrower, which surprised me. I was expecting maybe Fire Fang, but it doesn't do too much, so that's alright. And we take it out with Hidden Power Ice. We switch back out to Rotom Wash, and this lets us get in Zygarde. So I believe we use Earthquake this time. Yeah. So that takes out Muck. We are faster than Azumarill, so we get off a big hit. And we actually survive a hit, because Zygarde's really bulky. But Aqua Jet knocks us out. And we're able to take out Azumarill with Seed Flare. So we managed to win our first game of pools. Close game. And we'll be back next week with the next 2 games of pools. So I'll see you then.